Welcome to this video presentation of the 2020 Association for Distance Education and Independent Learning College Level Course Award Submission. The course that I am submitting comes from the University of Wisconsin System Collaborative Programs, specifically the Applied Biotechnology Program. The course is ABT 705, Ethics, Safety, and Regulatory Environments in Biotechnology. This course focuses on topics in the emerging biotechnology field, which we have seen is especially relevant during these times. One thing that's great about this course is that it features a robust curriculum. Students will be interacting and engaging on a wide variety of topics related to the biotechnology field. For example, they will examine the ethical and safety concerns in the development, production, funding, and application of biotechnology. They also will look at the impact that biotechnology has on socioeconomic factors. They will have to understand the importance of risk assessment and management in the regulatory environment, design in a way that ensures safety of workers, study subjects, and patients. Finally, they will look at intellectual property law and how do you protect that data and the environment itself. The first thing that really stood out to me with this course, design and development, was that it was put together by a team. As I mentioned early on, this is part of the UW System Collaborative Program, and what we do with this model is that we bring team members together to focus on a particular area to build the course together. And I think this really helps the course excel and what helps make a course be a great experience for students. So for this course, 705, we had Dr. Kyle Nikolakis from UW Green Bay as our subject matter expert. We had Brian Bortz join us from our media team to help put together some of the customized media pieces. And finally, we had myself, Eric Ploza, as the instructional designer on the team, where I was able to provide feedback to Kyle along the way as we designed this course. So I think this really helped us come together, and it shows what you can do as a team and produce something that's kind of greater than something that the individual could produce on their own. Another thing that stands out about this course is how we work to build the community for students. One of the most difficult parts about an online course is having students connect with each other and not feel like they're just looking at a screen. So we wanted to find ways to, one, build in this relationship and build in these connections for students so they can form that community. Another part about this course that we are discussing during development is that this is an ethics course, and there's a lot of, there's no clear answers. You can't just simply submit a written assignment to the faculty member to grade and receive feedback, and you really needed to have a conversation. So the faculty member was very well aware of this, Kyle, and what he did was he wanted to make sure that his assessments allowed for this discussion and enrichment between the student to student learning. So there was multiple ways that he did this in his course. He designed assignments that required peer reviews. We have a group project. We have many discussions and varied types of discussions. I will go into more detail later in this video about one example where he used an Oxford-style debate discussion. And we also have a class wiki pages where students would go to a wiki page and add to it as an assignment would instruct them to. To do this, we know that we had to leverage the technology that was within our digital learning environment, which was Canvas. So to help facilitate this student-to-student learning, we used the peer review feature in Canvas. We used group space in Canvas. We also set up Google collaborative pages in Canvas so students could, for example, add to those wiki pages in real time together. And we also used Collaborate Ultra for groups in Canvas. This would give students that web conference meeting space to come together and work together as a team. One thing that we knew about having all these different types of assignments and using these different tools in Canvas is that we wanted to make sure that we supported the student. We know that having this technology, it increases the anxiety, and it can increase the extraneous cognitive load on students. They're not free just to focus on the material. They may take some time to learn about a tool, how to use it. So to address this problem, we made sure that we have a lot of different instructions and tip sheets. We have links to the Canvas community for how to use these tools. So we wanted to make sure that the students felt supported and that they would be confident in using these tools. And I think this was really a great addition to the course. Like I said, knowing that they were going to be using all these different types of technologies while within the Canvas digital learning environment, we needed to make sure that we provided supports to the students. So I think this was a great addition to the assignment pages that help students get comfortable, especially early on, and then kind of master these skills as they work through the course. This page comes from some examples from some of the assignments. So these are just kind of, we have the instructions above these help links, but then what we have is, the top image talks about Canvas group space and using Collaborate Ultra. So we instruct students, for this part of the assignment, you're going to use this tool. Here's some links to some documentation for you. The bottom image is all about using peer reviews in Canvas. So we want to make sure that, these are some common questions that the students are going to have about using the peer review feature in Canvas. Well, here are some links for you that may come up, and then it allows them to go to these instructions or these diagrams and learn about, if they're unsure about what they should be doing, they can gain that confidence from these links. This example comes from a page that we created, a shared page that really just talks about the group space in Canvas. So as this goes on, it helps students say, hey, this is how you get to your group space. There's further instructions as far as, this is how you interact in the group space. Are you looking to upload a document? Are you looking to set up a discussion just between your group? So we wanted to make sure that for any tool that students were going to use, we provided some instructions to them. In addition to just support about just the technology and the tools in the course, we built in a lot of ways that support the student just in the course and assignment support itself. So this is just kind of a list of things that I went through the course and felt this is what we put in place to help support the student, to make sure they're comfortable, on a weekly basis, they know what they need to be working on and helping them guide them through the course. So we use the course calendar in Canvas. We have a due date overview for students. We have weekly action items. We have learning resource annotations. We have assignment overview videos, and we also provided purposes to the assignments, which I think was a really nice touch. It goes beyond just the instructions, but these purposes give students kind of a background. It sets them up. It lets them know maybe this is why I selected this assignment. This is why this topic isn't relevant to you. So it really helps set students up for success. So this is just kind of what the calendar page looks like. If students go to their calendar, they're going to have this list of, hey, these are kind of your due dates and your items that you need to complete for the course. This is an example of kind of the due date list where students just want a quick list of, hey, I need a rundown of what this course outline is looking like. Here's a page that you can go to. Each week we provide action items to students. So here is an example of, hey, here's all the things to watch, read this, make sure you post here, make sure you submit this assignment. This way, students are confident that they're not missing out on anything and that they're keeping up with the course. These are examples of some of the annotations. So instead of just providing a list of resources to students, we have Kyle, he provided some annotations to help set these up for students so they could get a little comfortable before they click on the assignment. They know exactly what this reading is going to direct them to. This is just a screenshot of a video. We had some larger assignments in the course, so Kyle wanted to put together just kind of a video walkthrough of him talking through the assignment. So I think this is a big help to students. Sometimes, you may be able to read the written or, instructions, but it may not be clear to you. Having him talk through it and provide that scaffolding, provide some of that background information was really a great addition to the course. Finally, these are the purposes. So this is kind of a written version of what he did on more of the weekly assignments, where he gave students a little background and set them up to really be comfortable and successful in the assignment. Another strong factor about this course is the alignment. We made sure that things were aligned from top to bottom from the course. So starting at the broad scale, the program competencies, next down to program outcomes, then filtering down to the course objectives, and finally down to the module, or if you use lesson level objectives. Kyle did a great job of making sure that we had alignment through this entire course, and it really helps ensure that students are going to walk away from the course with the skills that we say that they're going to have when they complete the course. So this is an example of the alignment from the course. This is just one particular kind of mapping all the way from the broad level down to the small scale. I'm not going to read through these for you, but feel free to read them if you would like. But we really use this alignment as our kind of guide for the course. So we started with the backwards design model. So we started by outline. We looked at our outline, and then from there we determined course level and then module level objectives. And then once we had these in place, we made sure that the assessments or any media pieces that we used in the course would follow through these objectives and up through the outcome and finally to the competency, to really have students walk away from the course with the skills that we say that they're going to have when they leave this course. So this was a great job of alignment from top to bottom. What is really great about this course as well, and what stands out, is the variety and the strategic assessment selection by Kyle. One thing is that there's just a variety in assessments. It's not a simple, hey, you're going to do a discussion every week, you're going to have an initial post, a reply, you may have a written assignment, and then move on. There's a lot of variety there to help keep students engaged, and I think even more important than just having variety is that he selected specific types of assignments to help meet the learning objectives of the course, which I think is really great, and what, as an instructional designer, is what I love to hear from Kyle as we're going through design and development. So this just lists some of the assignments that were in the course. As you can see, there's a lot of different types, really specific ones. From the master's level perspective, they did interviews with an industry expert, they had an oral presentation, they had to participate in debates, they had case studies. So it was really a variety and a wide range of assignments to fit the content and the objectives of the course. So I think it was, kudos to him for going above and beyond and really finding assessments that worked well for students, and they would get the most out of the course because of these assessments. So there's a couple of assignments that I really just wanted to kind of point out. Like I said, I think there's a lot of these are great assessments. Two of them that I'll point out here is just, one is the Oxford style debate study included, and a workplace safety interview. So I love these Oxford style debates because they went above and beyond of just the typical discussion, initial post, response post. What he wanted to do was, make these engaging and get that communication, get that conversation going with students. So he created what he called these Oxford style debates, and that's where students would kind of role play, or they would have to take a particular side. So what he would do is, as you can see, he would set up some type of case for students. These would be focused on hot topics in the biotechnology field. So, using animals in research, GMO products, were another assignment that he used for these debates. But basically, students would have to follow kind of this process where if you were in this group, you would do this item. So you would, let's say in this example, you're group C, you would make an initial post, and you will make this argument for this part of this discussion and this topic. Group A, you would have to come in and reply to the first student, and then Group C would come in after and then provide a rebuttal to what they had seen from the first two groups. Finally, Group B would come in and try to form a consensus for students. So, like I said, this goes really above the typical discussion structure. And I think this is something that provides a twist on discussions for students and gets them engaged and excited about the assignments. You're not kind of following the typical pattern. Well, we did have some initial, reply and initial post. These were a couple of the assignments that really stood out to me. I think another great example of an assessment that he had crafted for this course was a workplace safety interview. And I think this really was great because, again, this is getting at the heart of a master's level course. Students are going above and beyond just a simple written assignment. Here they are going out, they're contacting somebody who is currently working in the biotechnology field and, perhaps in a job that they are interested in obtaining after they get their degree from us, but it allowed them to connect with an industry expert, ask them questions, hear from them as somebody who's currently working in the industry, and really talk about some of the problems or what are the things that they enjoy about the working in the field, and give students a really good idea of this is what is happening in the biotechnology field. What was nice about this furthermore is that he just didn't have students do a interview. Hey, I interviewed this person. Here's a summary of what we did. Students posted it. This was recorded to the discussion board. They were allowed to share their thoughts and feedback with each other. They had to share interview questions to make sure they were prepared for the interview. So he did a great job of, one, setting students up for success with this assignment, and then helping them, really get a lot out of the assignment itself. Finally, this course uses a lot of great media pieces. So like the assignments, Kyle was very strategic in the media that he used. He wanted to make sure that each type of media piece that he created had a specific purpose and it was doing work for the student and for the course. So we had a wide range of videos that he created with our media team and Brian, and he came down to our studio. We kind of filmed him doing some introductions. As I talked earlier, he did some assignment overviews. He came in and did some lightboard. He also has some narrated presentations as a content delivery. And he also did some screencasts to help students walk through maybe some more detailed assignments where you have to go through and kind of go through in a procedural manner. He wanted to make sure he had an example for students to follow. So this is just an example of what an introductory video would look like. He did these for the course and for each module, really setting students up and framing them for success in the course. The narrated presentations were great. You can kind of think of these as your traditional lecture. These were found within each course, and he focused on topics, not exactly a procedure like, hey, this week this is what you're going to do. These really focused just on the subject matter to help give students the additional information they needed. This course, since it is an emerging field, there's not a lot of textbooks out there. I think we worked maybe halfway through the course without a textbook, and then we had to turn more towards looking at journal articles or looking at these narrated presentations as content delivery. So he did a great job filling that need with this specific type of media. He also, like as I mentioned, he did a screencast. So right now we're walking through a form that students will have to fill out. So he's just helping them get comfortable and kind of see somebody else do it, so then they get confidence in what the actions that they're performing. This is a screencast video, so he used these where he wanted to kind of talk through students, and here he's kind of comparing and contrasting a couple different topics. So I think this was a great use of, again, he's facing the camera, students can see him, he's talking to the students, he's working through materials, he's working out problems to really give students that additional boost and confidence. Finally, like I mentioned, I really like that he did major kind of assignment overviews in the course. There's a few of these that he did. So there's a group project. He wanted to make sure that he kind of had this conversation with students and they would feel more comfortable going into this project itself. And this wraps up my video presentation for the 2020 Association for Distance Education and Independent Learning College Level Course Award submission. Thank you again for your time and consideration. It was a very enjoyable course design and development process, and exciting to see the course launch, and it was very fun to put this showcase together. So thank you.